YouTube, what's going on? Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everyone, to the GageTV Maverik Kast, a podcast for all things episode 1. We're going to do this live as our very first episode today. We're coming up with some cool graphics and music and all that stuff as we go, and we will build upon that. We will add that to the show. We will add that to the podcast. We will add that to the mix. Today we're going to do this live, first of all, to see how it goes as a live, and secondly, because I've got some things on my mind that I want to talk about, I want to get off my chest. Now, if you're out there and you're watching and you want to participate, please do. Please tell me where you're watching from. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel as soon as you jump on here, as soon as you can. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, tap the notification bell so that you never miss an episode of the GageTV Maverik Kast. And if you want to participate, let me know. Request to be a part of the show, and I'll welcome you on or bring you aboard. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome. It is Monday, August the 16th, I think. August the 17th. Alexa, what's today? August 17th it is. That's my handy Alexa working with me. So guys, hope everybody's doing well. Let's get right into what we want to talk about today. And that is, I'm going to start off unbelievably. By the way, this is a podcast for all things, meaning if I want to have a discussion about sports, we're going to do that. If I want to have a discussion about travel, we're going to do that. If I want to have a discussion about politics, we're going to do that. If I want to have a discussion about food and different types of cuisines and different types of experiences, we're going to do that. If I want to talk about my adventure with this, that, or the other thing, we're going to do that. There's some events that are changing in my life as we go. We're going to talk about things like that as well. And I encourage and invite all of you to participate via commenting down below. Please comment down below. Or if you're a friend of mine or someone that agrees with me or even disagrees with me, feel free to come on and we'll have a discussion about it. If it turns into a debate, that's fine. Please be respectful, and let's all try to have common discussion. Let's all try to have common respect for each other, and let's have a good interaction. Let's have a good dialogue. And down the line, too, as we go, I'm going to have invited guests that are going to come on the podcast, and we're going to talk about things, be it friends of mine locally here, friends of mine in Los Angeles, friends of mine in other parts of the world, all over social media as well. So again, it's a podcast for all things. So we're not just talking about one subject here. And interestingly enough, I'm going to talk about one of my least favorite sports. I mean, it's a sport, but it's turning into a clown show, and that is the WNBA. Hey, what's up? Is that Charlie? Charlie, how are you, man? Down here in Mexico, my friend. How's it going, man? Thank you for tuning in. So yeah, we're going to talk about the WNBA and really, like, these guys have just really turned themselves into a clown show, and now it's become entertainment, and it's like, get your popcorn, because what in the hell are they going to do next? Let me start with Caitlin Clark, because that league was floundering at best, and if you don't know this already, that league loses some $20 million a year. The NBA is hemorrhaging money trying to support that league and try to keep it afloat. If you don't know that already, know that was actually the case prior to Caitlin Clark getting drafted and coming into the league. And she has actually resurrected the league and given it some credibility and given it some fandom and some viewership. And I am a traditionalist when it comes to the NBA. I do not watch the modern NBA. It's to me unwatchable. To me, I think it's rigged. Nobody plays defense. Nobody cares about fundamentals. It's basically 1-on-5. There's really no offenses to speak of. Look at the scores in some of these NBA games. They're like 136 to 127, and sometimes they're even more than that, 156 to 148. And those were scores back in the day of like the All-Star game only, and that was an anomaly. And it's because, again, nobody plays defense. Nobody cares about fundamentals. They're all doing trick shots and allowing people to go to the rack undefended. So the WNBA, or the NBA, is just unwatchable. Like, I stopped watching after kind of Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, when those championships took place when I was back in Houston, Texas. I'm a big proponent of the Michael Jordan era, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Isaiah Thomas, those guys. That was when basketball was basketball and when it mattered. Like, you would tune in on Saturday to watch Lakers Celtics. You would tune in on Sundays to watch Pistons Bulls. And I'm going to end the discussion right now, but LeBron and Michael Jordan, it's not even fucking close. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player of all time. He may be the best athlete of all time. And it's not even close. Everybody shut your fucking mouths about LeBron James, who cries and moans and self-promotes on a regular basis. By the way, who gave him the title of the king? Who gave that title to him? Himself. Anyway, I'm a little bit off subject here, but that's the beauty of a live podcast. So the WNBA, Caitlin Clark comes along, and man, she is kind of like, so if you know basketball, then you'll appreciate this. She is like the Pistol Pete Maravich. It's a bit of an old reference, but he's one of the greatest basketball players that didn't finish his career of all time. Great ball handler, great shooter, great scorer, understood the game, could see all aspects of the floor, and just a little bit of credibility for me, guys. I'm a basketball coach. I played college basketball. I'm a basketball enthusiast, and again, college basketball, and I've been coaching basketball, so I can come from a place of real understanding, real knowledge, and that. So Caitlin Clark comes along, and she's like the Pistol Pete of the modern era, and in the female version of Pistol Pete. And by the way, she is a female. More on that later. And she's balling. She actually. And I argue that like women don't really shoot the ball real well. They kind of push the ball, and they're not really fundamentalists in terms of the way you properly shoot the ball, and that is with proper form and proper technique. And watching a WNBA game is really, it's difficult to watch because it's a bunch of layups and poor passing and bricks. They shoot bricks a lot. They don't show that obviously because there's not a lot of highlights in WNBA games. You watch highlights of an NBA game, it's going to be an alley-oop or a behind-the-back pass or a 360 dunk in the open court, or a guy gets swatted up into the bleachers. You don't see any of that in the WNBA, none of it. And then they also don't want to show you highlights because there's no one there. There's no one in the crowd. So who's going to be at this event? Who's going to be in the arenas? So Caitlin Clark comes along and she's balling. She actually has a legit shot. Like she can shoot from all over the court. She's not shooting just like, high school threes. She's not shooting from just college threes, women's threes. She's shooting from the label. She's shooting from the logo. She's shooting from 23 foot and beyond, and she's knocking them down. She's going to the hoop. She's finishing. She can pass. No-look passes, behind the back. She's the Pistol Pete of the modern era. And the WNBA, because they're jealous of who she is trying to destroy her. And she's the greatest thing to ever come along. She's the reason why people are still getting paychecks. She's the reason why people are still in business for the WNBA. And yet you got all these black players trying to knock her down. Big, tall, oafish, white women trying to knock her off her game. Pounding her into the court. Like she comes off the screen and she runs right into this big oafish gal. Can't tell if she's white or black, light skin, something. And she just is getting destroyed. And they are destroying the golden goose who has brought that league to any level of credibility. I won't even say to being good. It's still not great. It's still not good. It's not even to good status. But she brought it up from like fledgling WNBA, completely fledgling, to interesting. Let's do that. Like she brought it to interesting. And it's really sad to watch how they beat her up, and like she'll not even hit a person and they call a foul on her. She gets poked in the eye and then ran off a screen and then just totally ran through, no foul. And she's the best player in the league, no question about it. Now second to that is Sophie Cunningham, which now you're seeing what's happening with Sophie Cunningham. Like she's getting railroaded. And Sophie Cunningham was coming to the defense of Caitlin Clark, and now Sophie Cunningham's getting the brunt of stuff. So she's kind of become the enforcer, the Rick Mahorn, or the Bill Laimbeer, if you will, of the WNBA. So there's that element of trying to destroy Caitlin Clark. And now let's take it to the element of this whole, they're allowing trans women to play in the WNBA, and they're welcoming and they want to be inclusive. And are you serious right now? I mean, the W stands for what? And there's a reason why there's a separate league. There's a reason why we've always had separate leagues for women and men. And you're going to say that, and you've seen coaches say, Oh, it's all about inclusivity. It is? I thought it was about competition, representing your team, representing yourself, excelling in your sport. All about the team, representing the league, the city, the uniform, the town, the mascot. No, it's all about inclusivity. Really? Oh, well, then why do we play basketball? Let's just have some inclusive league where we just do a bunch of inclusive things. It's a basketball association to play basketball at the highest competitive level, at the professional level, is it not? And now you're saying, and I've heard women say, I am totally supportive of trans women playing on my team or against me. Are you? So what's a trans woman? A woman that was a biological man. And by the way, we need to stop using the word trans. What they are is really cross-dressing dudes. We need to bring the term cross-dressers back, because this trans bullshit, they still have all the gear. They still have all the equipment, if you understand what I'm saying. Brittany Griner's a dude. And I'm pretty sure there's other dudes masquerading as women right now in the WNBA, which is kind of why the feet is being held to the fire for the WNBA, and they don't want to rise to the occasion and say, oh, let's do some testing like they do in the Olympics. Why? Because they're going to find out that there are current men playing the WNBA, weak men, because if that man was a man before and somewhat athletic, he should be dominating. And Brittany Griner at some point kind of dominated, which I don't know what Brittany Griner's man name was, but it's for sure a dude. And you see him in that video where he's shooting basketball in the pool hoop, no shirt on, looks just like me. I don't have big tits. And that dude Griner, topless, shooting, that's a dude. A weak dude, but I mean, if it's a dude that can play basketball, that guy should be averaging 50 points a game and no one should score on him ever. But it's turned into a fucking clown show. And it's really, it's at the point, and was already, but it's now, what's the word beyond embarrassing? It's beyond embarrassing at this point. I mean, if they would seriously just come out and just say, we're the WNBA, we made a mistake, we thought that we could have inclusivity, that's not really what we want, it's the WNBA, we had Title IX for a reason, we're going to move forward as a WNBA, allowing only women to play, and we know what women are, XX versus XXY, we know what that is, and we're going to move forward as the WNBA, Women's National Basketball Association. We apologize, we made a mistake, we own it, let's move forward. Instead, they had a whole meeting last week to determine what a woman is. You have a bunch of women in a room to go try to decide what they are. And part of me thinks that they truly know what that is, but it's their ideology and their virtue signaling at the highest level that they're trying to put out there, that I'm such a kind person and we're such nice people, we're so tolerant of everyone else, we want to allow everybody in. That has overcome their actual intelligence. But then a part of me, as I watch Stephanie White talk, and every time she speaks, she opens her mouth, her lack of intelligence continues to show. And now the WNBA commissioner said the same thing Stephanie White said. You're not a scientist. You're not a biologist. You need to be that to tell us what a woman is. Ask Cheryl Swoops what a woman is. Ask Cynthia Cooper what a woman is. I bet they'll be able to tell you, no problem. It's just sad to watch. I love women. I'm a man. I love women, and I want them to be successful. I've never been a proponent of women's sports, to be truthful. Just haven't. That doesn't make me a sexist. It just means it's not fun to watch. It just hasn't been. Why do people not go to games? And for years, women bitched and moaned and complained about, they're not equal. But then they themselves don't even go to the games. They complained about the salaries for the WNBA. Why isn't it the same as the men? Because nobody cares. Nobody wants to watch it. You should be lucky and happy that you're in a league at all. If you're a WNBA player, you should be lucky and happy that you're getting a paycheck to play basketball while you can. Because that league has gone on far too long. We thought it was a gimmick when it first came out. And now you're going to bitch, moan, and complain and turn a fledgling league into a clown show of the riches of embarrassment. Okay? Riches of embarrassment. That's all I got to say about the WNBA. This is just exhausting to me. What do you think, guys? Have I said anything that's out of bounds? Have I said anything that's off track? Chime in, guys. I'm looking forward to hearing your comments below. If you haven't already, welcome to the GageTV Maverik Kast. I'm Gage Maverick, the host, and welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video. Please hit that notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to continue doing this on an ongoing basis. It's the GageTV Maverik Kast. I'm your host, Gage Maverick. Now we're going to move on to NFL preseason. And for years, I've been talking about this to my sports-loving fans and my football-loving fans. Just a little bit about me. I'm a huge sports fan, but my number one biggest obsession is football, college, and pro. It's really more college than pro. Pro has been kind of equal for a while, but pro is kind of starting to fade a bit. College football is absolutely the best, in my opinion. Sports to watch and to attend. And for years, I've been saying to my NFL co-fans, really, that we need to do something about the preseason because the players don't want to play. And if you notice, every year there's some kind of faux injuries on almost every team with like the big stars. We know they don't want to play. They all get like the same paycheck. I think it's like league minimum. Every single one of them, they all get the same during that time. So they don't give a shit. They don't care. Now, the guys that are trying to make the team, they're happy for league minimum. But the guys that you want to see play that have been there for a minute, or even the rookies, the ones that sign the big contracts, that's going to get the signing bonus that's far higher than what the others would get for the league minimum, they don't want to play. They don't give a shit. And the other thing is the teams are charging full price for tickets. And they expect people to come out and pay full price for concessions and this and that. I think if first of all, we need to do something about preseason and just get rid of it. There should not be a preseason NFL at all. College doesn't have it. And college, day one is exciting as fuck. Very first game, oh my God, you can't wait for the day one game. Now, it's a lot of times it's patsies versus like, Power 5 conferences and strong Division I schools, high level Division I schools like the Oklahomas and the Florida States and the Clemsons, and they'll play some patsy week one. But lately they've been having week one matches, that are major. Like Florida State versus LSU and Clemson versus Georgia. And you're seeing these major week one. Then week two, you get Texas, Ohio State, and Oklahoma versus Michigan, and those big matchups. You're seeing more and more of that, which is great. But those are not preseason games. Those games all count, and everyone can't wait to go to them. And there's no problem with college. The NFL has a preseason problem. So what they did a couple years ago is they went from 5 preseason games to 3 and added a regular season game. That's why we have 17 games. But I don't understand why we're still doing this preseason thing. And I think if they're going to continue the preseason thing, here's what they can do. NFL teams need to be free. Free tickets. Okay, sit wherever you want. Free, first come, first serve. You won't see people in line trying to sit on the 50-yard line. It's not going to be mass chaos. Fine, charge your same price for concessions, but let the games be free. The games don't count. You're seeing a bunch of players that aren't going to make the roster anyway, and if they do, they're battling for a second spot. I mean, 1% of all of those 53-man rosters is battling for a starting job. 1%. Sometimes it's quarterbacks, a lot of times it's linemen and running backs, receivers. But these games are just unwatchable, and you're seeing these games even right now. Week 1, week 2, they had the Hall of Fame game too, completely worthless. Like that game actually had a lot of scoring in it, but mostly you're seeing a bunch of field goals being kicked, lots of penalties left and right, plain vanilla defenses. The offensive coordinators and the defensive coordinators, no one wants to run their normal schemes because they don't want to show what they're going to be doing in the regular season. And now you're seeing teams schedule games in the preseason against teams that they're going to play in the regular season. So what kind of plays are you going to run against that same team if you're going to see them for real later in the season? Get rid of preseason. Just get rid of it. It's frustrating for all of us. Nobody cares. They don't count. They're uninteresting. It's sloppy football. The broadcasters go off in the left field and start talking about other things. So let's just get rid of the preseason NFL. Can we? I don't have the solution would be just don't play them and let's just have a week 1 game. You know, you have preseason games, and you can do like inter-squad scrimmages, which is what college does. Just get rid of preseason. We really actually just don't need it. I think I just came up with a solution, actually. Just don't have a preseason. Now let's fucking play football the first week in September. Easy, right? All right, now let me segue on over to Oklahoma football. I am really excited about Oklahoma football this year. If you don't know, I'm an Oklahoma Sooner fan. I'm a Sooner born, I'm Sooner bred, and when I die, I'll be Sooner dead. Gage Maverik, your boy, was born in Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, lived in Guthrie, Oklahoma before moving to Houston, Texas, where I grew up most of my life. I then went to Hollywood, California to do the acting thing in 2011. And then now I'm moving here. Now I've moved here. I'm in Mexico. But I'm a lifelong Oklahoma Sooner fan. And you may not be able to see it, but there it is right there. There's my magnet of my Oklahoma Sooner wristbands. I've got the tattoo on the back of my leg. I'll show you that later. But a huge Oklahoma Sooner fan, and that's what I'm all about, and I'm really excited about it. And last year I went to the Oklahoma-Michigan game at the Palace on the Prairie, and John Mateer looked beautiful, looked great. We had a great game. We won that game. It was a primetime game. It was the College Game Day was there. I was at College Game Day. I was on TV that day. I had the decals on my face in the morning. The camera guy had the camera right in my face, and he was like, do this. And I was like, yeah. And I was at the game. And then John Mateer proceeded to get hurt in the Auburn game. We had the bye after that, which he had the thumb surgery in California, and then came back for the Texas game. That didn't go well, and I don't like to lose to Texas. I want to beat Texas every year. They own us on a long-term basis in terms of the record. But in the last 20 years, we've won more games than they have. But in the last 5 years, they've won more games than we have. So I'm excited about what that's going to look like this year. John Mateer has bulked up. If you saw, like he went to Manning Passing Academy, and you see him throwing the ball around, and like they show the guns, and he's kind of bulked up a little bit. He's also adjusted his throwing motion. Now he's coming more over the top as opposed to that Phillip Rivers side motion, which I think is going to help him with the touch pass. He had trouble with the touch pass. You can't really throw a touch pass if you can't lob it. You can't lob it from this angle. Going over the top, you can lob the ball over the top, and also that's going to help with the deep ball as well, giving you a little more elevation on the deep ball, giving you a little quarterback analysis here. Now, Oklahoma is getting some love from the SEC pundits, getting some love from Greg McElroy and ESPN, getting some love from different broadcasters, different commentators about what's upcoming. The proof is in the pudding, however. Okay, so we open up against Texas El Paso. I like my chances in that. But your boy, I'm going to Michigan. I'm going to go to Michigan, to the Big House. Never been to the Big House. I'm excited about going. It's one of those bucket list games, one of those bucket list stadiums. You want to go check that one off the list. Never been to the Big House, and this is my one and only chance probably to do so because my Oklahoma Sooners are going to be there September the 12th. I've already got my ticket. I'm going to be there. I'm excited about it. Hopefully I'm rustling up some other people to come with me. And if you do, it's going to be great. If not, no worries. I'm going to be in the house at the Big House, Oklahoma versus Michigan. And it's the early game, by the way. I was hoping it'd be the late game. What they've done is now they've done last year it was Oklahoma, Michigan, and Ohio State, Texas was the early game. They flipped that. This year it's Oklahoma, Michigan, 11 o'clock. It's 11 o'clock kickoff at the Big House. So I'm not going to get a lot of chance to tailgate during daylight hours. It's going to be early in the morning. Looking forward to doing that, but it would have been nice to have the tailgate in the afternoon and then go to the game at night. But now, so what they've done is Ohio State, Texas is the night game that day. So they've kind of flipped that. So I'll be at the Oklahoma-Michigan game. Looking forward to that. And I think I'm going to do kind of a quick Oklahoma rundown the way we're looking this year. I'm not going to go through every single game, but I think if we're going to have losses at all this year, I think it's going to come from Texas and Georgia, which puts us at 10-2 once again. I think we can beat those teams. I'm not a real big fan of the Georgia quarterback. His name is escaping me at the moment. I don't know that he can handle our defense, but that game is in Athens. They play really well. They've got a pretty good running game. Our running game is yet to be determined, which is one of the things we fix our running game, we can run the table, I think, because our defense was the best in the country last year. We have the same defense coming back. If we have the same defense coming back, we've got most of the same guys. R. Mason Thomas left us, and one of our linebackers left us. But we've got the Bowen brothers are back. We've got Stone right there at the nose tackle, basically. And we've got Owen Heineke and our solid defense coming back. Okay, so all we need to do is really our running game and John Mateer to play more consistently. I think we can run the table. So some of us are predicting maybe trouble in Florida at the Swamp. I don't think so. I think there's kind of still they're going to be rebuilding that program in week one. year one, and John Summerall's program, who's a former coach at Tulane, who's now coaching at Florida. Not sure they've even announced who their quarterback is just yet. Don't know what their defense is going to be. So I think we can win that game. It is at the Swamp, which I'm trying to go to that game as well. I'm also trying to go to the Georgia game and the Texas game. So if all things go well, your boy's going to be at 4 OU games this year. And I'm looking forward to it. I think we can go 10-2. If that's the case, that puts us in the college football playoff. That record also might put us in the SEC championship game, which, by the way, we should also eliminate championship games. We don't need those anymore. We've got a playoff system. Championship game doesn't matter. A lot of teams don't even want to play in the playoff game anymore because they don't want to risk injury the week before they play in the playoff. And what does it really matter? We won the championship, but we didn't win a playoff game? Who gives a shit? So we can get rid of the Pac-10, the Big Ten championship game, SEC championship game, ACC championship game, Big 12 championship game. Get rid of all of them. Don't need them. It's just an extra game we don't need. Now, I know they want ratings and championship, this and that. So you could win multiple trophies in this thing, multiple. Because each time you win a playoff game, it's in a bowl, and you get a trophy for that. So in one season, a team can win the SEC or their conference championship game. They can win the Orange Bowl, they get a trophy for that. They then go to the Rose Bowl, they win that, get a trophy for that, and then you win the national championship, you get a trophy for that. I mean, stop. You're starting to water down what the trophies actually mean, what the significance of those mean. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Thank you very much for tuning in to the very first episode of the GageTV Maverik Kast podcast for all things. My name is Gage Maverik. I'm your host. Please have a wonderful day. And remember, as always, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, tap that notification bell, leave comments below, share the video. And remember, as always, to stay engaged to Gage TV. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.